Okay, this is Tom and I'm back, and we've got the same setup that we had in a previous video with the antenna tuner connected to the MFJ vertical antenna, and then the tuner connected to the MFJ analyzer, and the analyzer hooked to my computer, and I'm running the software that comes with it to show you the display, hopefully much better on my computer screen directly using screen capture. So this is what the waveform looks at like right now. I haven't adjusted anything, and I want to pick a frequency that I want to get the lowest SWR. Again, SWR is not that important when you're just receiving, but it's very important when you're transmitting. So when I do some testing um, with this antenna, uh, I'm going to use the antenna tuner, but I don't think it's necessary. Maybe I'll try it both ways, because the antenna tuner does have a bypass switch, so it bypasses the settings on the tuner and just it's like a direct connection to the antenna. So I'll try that later. So we're hooked up now, and we've got a low reading right here at 12 megahertz, and we want to try to, just as an example, move that down to that low point to 10 megahertz. So let me try changing. Initially they say change the inductance, so let's change the inductance. Wait for a few seconds for it to update the display. Okay, I didn't see any change. Change it again. Nope, I'm not seeing much of a change. Okay, there you saw a change over here. Whoa, there was a big change. So that really made things worse, because the SWR is like high almost all the time. So let's crank that back. And maybe I was switching it too soon, not giving it time to update. Okay, there's basically what I had before. And I'm on setting A. Go to B. I was on L, which was giving me that bad SWR. Go to B. Give it time to refresh. No change. C. Changed it a little bit. D. And a little bit change. And finally E. Okay, I'm gonna kind of leave it there. Now I've got two other knobs to change the transmitter side, or which in this case would be a receiver, and which well, actually in this case is the meter, and the antenna side. So let's change the antenna side and see what happens. I changed it a whole bunch. I went from like a 5 setting on the antenna to a 10, and it made it worse. So I'm going to go back to like 4. Have to wait for it to update. Okay, there we go. And again, let's go back down here to 10. We're looking for 10 to get low. Not that I would transmit on 10, but I'm just using that as a reference. It's an example. Okay, there's 10.098 megahertz. Yeah, that's pretty bad right there. Let's see if I can get it down. Okay, we're changing the antenna control, and we're at 9.06 megahertz SWR right now. I don't. Yeah, now that we're down to 8. 7.23. 6.72. 6.10. and I went back up. So right about there, I'm getting an SWR of 6.06, which is, if I was transmitting there, which of course I can't transmit on 10 megahertz, but if I was, that would not be too good. You need to get something less than an SWR of 2.0. So let's change the transmitter adjustment. And let's see if we're going the right way. Nope, we're going up. So let's go back down. 5.96. I'm not going to make it. Yeah, I'm getting down there. 4.8. It's probably about it. Yeah, it's going back up now. Let's go up a little bit. Okay, there's 4.91. I'm going to go back to the antenna switch, or not switch, potentiometer. No, it's going back up. .9 is about the best I can do. Let me see if I change the inductance at this point, it would help any. No. Go the other way. No, that made it worse. Okay, it looks like about 4.9 is the best I can do. Yeah, 4.9 is about the best I can do with this tuner at 10 megahertz. Now let's pick a frequency that is in the amateur radio band. So this antenna was designed to work at around 7 megahertz. And as you saw before, when I had the antenna tuner in bypass, I was getting a real low SWR, around 7. But it wasn't exactly 7. It was like 7.6 megahertz. So let's go find 7.2 megahertz. Okay, I got a data point at 7.095 or 7.1. Now, you can adjust those data points by adjusting these parameters over here. Okay, so we're going to stay right there. And its SWR is 3.43. Now let's change some things and let's see if we can get that down lower. I'm going the wrong way. Yep, I'm definitely going the wrong way. Okay, that changed pretty radically. The waveform is changing quite a bit now. I'm not getting a low SWR, but it's changing the waveform. Okay, let's go back down here. And let's play with the inductor again. Now that we're at 7 megahertz. Oops, my cursor moved. Right there. There he goes. Now my mouse just moves slightly and it knocks the cursor off. Okay, let's do this. Let's broaden this, not broaden, but let's zoom in to about the frequency we want. So we change the start here to 7 and the stop to 7, so 8, we'll say 8. And it'll refresh with those new parameters. And now we're zoomed in. So my cursor movement is not going to bother us as much. Actually, I can go to my 7.2 I wanted, or thereabouts. Right about there, 7.02. And let's change the inductance. Wrong way. Okay, I'm changing it radically. So now I went on the other side of the inductance scale, which is when the pointer is straight up, you have on the right side, you have A, B, C, D, E, and on the left side, you have L, K, J, I, O, H. And so I went on the other side, so now I'm on L, and see if this side's going to help me. Look at that notch it put in there. Oh, that's because I switched it. I'm still not getting there. Now we're getting there. Okay, so I've learned something there, that there are basically two sides to that inductance switch, and maybe when I was trying to get 10 megahertz to come down, I should have tried the other side. Okay, now we're down in the mud here. We are down at, we're at 7.22 megahertz, and the SWR is 1.49 without changing any of the other knobs. Okay, that's going the wrong way. Oh, I had a nice low number there for a second. Pretty touchy. Okay, I'm going to stop there. I'm all the way down to an SWR of 1.16 at 7.22 megahertz. So if I was transmitting, that would give me a nice match for my transmitter and my receiver. Now, right now, my transmitter is the antenna analyzer. I don't hook it up, don't have it hooked up to a radio. So once I have it hooked up to radio, the numbers will be slightly different. So you kind of see how that works. So with the antenna tuner, I can tune and get a low SWR reading. Now, like I said before, that's not as important when you're only receiving, not as a big factor as it is when you're transmitting. So I can, if I'm just going to use this for receive, I don't know that the antenna tuner is going to help that much. We can experiment with that and see if it does. So anyway, that's the show for today. If you got anything you want me to try, please let me know. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.